Matt, I'm just going to come out and say this outright right now. Halo Infinite's big team battles just absolutely fantastic. Like,
Nice.
I adore them. It's
Okay.
just so good. And it was only one map as well, but like I spent hours just playing it over the weekend, as well as Alan Wake. So this is the other thing I was doing. But
That was your entire weekend, was it?
pretty much. But as you can see, it's just chaotic. There's vehicles, the map's massive. It reminds me of like the kind of the old school ones. It was Valhalla. I can't remember what it used to be called.
So big team battles is the name, but how big are the team battles in Halo?
12 and 12.
12 and 12. Oh
Yeah.
wow, okay.
So they used to be. Was it Blood Gulch? It used to be called as well. That's the kind of. I'm going back to Halo 2. It's been a while since I've discussed.
You're going
that.
too far back for me with Halo 2, but I'll take your word for it.
But this is kind of one of the maps that they've always had. A base at either end with just loads of greenery and rocks in between.
Yeah.
And this is kind of that version, but the Infinite version. And
It's classic Halo stuff visually, isn't it? In terms of like
Yeah.
the way the level's laid out.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's the same kind of thing. There were 3 modes. There was Capture the Flag. There was, I can't think what it's called. Fragmentation, I think maybe it's called. Which is like territories, but they move around and stuff.
Okay.
And also, of course, Team Slayer. And also, I've noticed that I'm almost programmed, like, my muscle memory, that I press in the right stick to zoom, which is why every so often you see me melee.
Yeah.
Which is, well, I don't know. It's
Well,
just
that's the
force of
classic
habit.
one with the battle rifle, right? Like,
Yeah. Look at that for a headshot, mate. Look at
that was
for a headshot.
That was pretty decent. There's some good action shots going on here, Dan. You're playing
Well,
all right.
This is. I've taken all of the footage and just cut it down into my best bits. So you don't see me mess up too often. But it was just so much fun. Like everybody kind of just descending on the flag like this, and it's great because nobody concentrates on you when you've got the flag. It's always on somebody else. So, but obviously, then this happens, Matt, and you run out, and then they just swarm you. It's like look at them all just kind of
You got absolutely demolished there.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously big team battles. 12 and 12 doesn't sound huge when you think about like the other shooters that are out at the moment. You know, huge like 60-player things, 100-player things. When you go down to 24, that sounds like just sort of a regular thing. But it looks chaotic, and does it feel chaotic? Does it still feel like a big team battle? Like
Yeah, 100%. Because like in the last video, we were talking about time to kill, right? And
Yeah.
in a normal kind of map like this, you could go in and have 3 headshots and kill 3 players. But with this, you can't do that. Like, so the battles will be going on longer, and the longer the battles go on, the more people come from outside to join in the battles. Like, because that's what you do in big team battles. Like,
Yeah.
if you try and solo it, you're screwed. Because 3 players are going to beat you every time,
so do you think
unless you're godlike. But
yeah. But see, you're not going to be able to do that, is what you're telling me, Dan.
well, you say that. I think towards the end of the video, I managed to hold a point just on my own. Also, I love this. This is my favourite thing. He was about to get into it. I grappled into it.
Oh,
and stole it off him.
very, very cool. I love that.
Like, this is the first time I got it, and like I was like, I want it. I want it. 1 for the capture, and 2 just because, yeah, that guy must have been so pissed off. But
So-
I'll take it.
Is there more vehicles in big team battles as well? You get like, because I don't remember seeing
Yeah.
the Wasp in our previous Halo Infinite video. If we haven't seen it,
No.
but-
So this is it. Obviously, the bigger maps mean you've got the standard mongooses, warthogs, ghosts, and also this you've got obviously the Wasp, the Banshee. I'm fairly sure you can drop in Scorpion tanks.
Oh, wow.
I didn't get to use one, but I heard Scorpion tank on the field or something like that, and I'm like, where? So, but yeah, a lot of it's mostly like 3 people load up in warthogs and just drive around, and then you've got mongooses with a couple, then you've got wasps in the air. It's just absolutely nuts. So when you say, yeah, okay, 24 players isn't massive in the grand scheme of things as of today's standards, but if you give everyone vehicles, then it's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, it changes the game out completely, doesn't it? Especially when you've got aerial vehicles that are genuinely difficult to take down. You've got a big advantage there. You want most of the team concentrating on taking that down now, don't you? Like, it changes up the strategy entirely for a game like this. And I tell you what, everything looks very, very polished. Considering this is what a multiplayer technical preview or whatever, they're not even calling it a beta,
It's a tech
beta
test,
or anything.
what they're calling it, right? Which is like just to test it. I had no issues, to be honest. I think there was a couple of games that I got in and I got kicked out, but not massive. Like no kind of graphical or kind of gameplay issues. It was just the odd server issue here and then, which you kind of expect. But it's very smooth. I got into games very quickly, so I've got no complaints whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, it looks very smooth. Like I know it's a really small thing, but often with games before they come out, your shots won't necessarily land where you're shooting. It's just small things like that. But this looks like this basically looks like it could be ready to go. Like, we've obviously got a few months now, don't we, till Halo Infinite.
December, right?
Yeah, it's December. So we two and a bit months away.
Yeah. I'm kind of done with the tech test now. Like I played it enough. I just love this bit now. I just absolutely. This gun is just so powerful against vehicles.
That's a perfect sort of anti-vehicle gun as well, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of done with the tech test. I've played hours and hours of them, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is for me. So I'm just looking forward to launch now.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say, has this got
that's
you?
Probably me done.
Where were you with, like, in terms of your hype for Halo Infinite before this? Because I feel like it's been a weird one, hasn't it? Like,
yeah, my hype was there because I've always loved Halo and I've always loved the multiplayer, but I was always apprehensive, like, because 5, apart from Warzone, was all right. I mean, but it just wasn't kind of old school Halo to me, and that's what I wanted.
yeah.
And like we said on the last one, this is like a mix of old school, new school. Like this could cater to a lot of crowds, I do feel.
Yeah.
And the vehicles, I just love how chaotic all these vehicles are. Look at this, just like all the projectiles bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, there's a lot
this
going on.
This guy has no idea on there. But yeah, and that's the beauty of it. It's mental, absolutely chaotic.
Yeah,
and that's the beauty of it.
It looks very cool. Because I got to say, like, I like Halo games, but obviously 4 and 5 didn't get quite as much sort of critical acclaim as the earlier games, and I wasn't really sure where the series was heading. And
no, for sure.
Halo Infinite, obviously, that initial reveal went down quite poorly with a lot of people. The campaign reveal, the visuals and things like that, and there's been like heavy delays, and I mean it's launching without co-op campaign and stuff like that. So like, there's always been these little tiny red flags that have just been like, oh, maybe it's not going to be great, maybe it's not going to be great. The more I've seen of you playing this, and the more I hear you saying it, I'm like, no, this is going to be really good actually, isn't it? Like, even if one bit of it isn't good, the multiplayer looks like it will just be an absolute blast.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm there for. Like, I'm looking forward to the campaign. Yes, great, brilliant. But for me, it's all about this. And I want to see the new maps. I want to see the different maps. So I just want to play Big Team Battle all the time because it's just like this. It's just nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I could fully see myself just falling into this mode and never leaving it.
Yeah, and that's it.
What, you said you're up until like 5 o'clock in the morning playing this?
Yeah,
Like,
it was about 4:45.
but that was never the plan from the beginning, was it? Like, that's an hour or two extra just because you're loving it.
I was like, yeah, literally, I'll play it up. I'll get some capture so we can do a video on it. And then it was like, I literally stopped capturing at one point because I'm like, I've already got way too much capture. So I was just like, I'm just going to play it now. And I couldn't stop playing. I'm quite glad that there was actually a time limit on it, because otherwise, I would have been there. I'd still be there now.
Yeah, I was going to say you'd just be full of coffee, wouldn't you? Still trying to play it while editing together this video at the same time.
Exactly. Like in between games, that's when I'd be editing the video.
Yeah.
Which then this would probably come out in December if that was the case. But I've just got to wait for it now, mate. I've just got a couple of months to kind of. I can't see them doing anything like. I can't see it being bad. Now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Something would have to go.
I played enough.
Really. Sorry, I was going to say something would have to go really disastrously wrong, and like obviously there's always. Multiplayer games are difficult. There's always a worry about, there could be technical problems at launch in terms of servers and stuff like that. But yeah, again, going free to play first sort of Halo thing you could get too many people logging in and stuff like that. But it seems like the core of the game and sort of the real base of what's there seems like it's solid as a fucking rock. Quite frankly,
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, it's a very good sign, considering this is a tech test. But like, look how chaotic this is. Like, we got all of us this is the new mode. I actually can't remember the name of it, so I apologise.
It's all right.
and there's just, you have to capture all 3 zones at once. So you've got everybody just fighting across for 3 zones, and there's vehicles in the air. There's like a Banshee up there, and we're trying to kind of hold this one while push on the other 2. And now this is where I was like, I shouldn't have won this. Like, because I was here for a while actually.
Just taking out like one guy after the other.
Yeah, like they all come in, and I think guy comes in on the right, then a guy on the left. So you've just got to, because it was muscle memory. I was looking at the radar, and I was like, right, somebody's pushing this way, somebody's beneath me. Right, got to take this guy out, push him long enough so he just either retreats to get his shield, or my aim was just to hold this point.
Yeah, and it is that time to kill that you're talking about. It makes that possible for you, because you're not having to like circle around and sort of like trick people or anything like that. You're shooting well, you're dodging well, you're moving. And you're just keeping off a wave after wave of people who really should have killed you, and that sort of stuff is really. Absolutely. It's those moments that you don't really get in a lot of multiplayer games anymore. When you see compilations of someone killing a load of people, they tend to be moving very quickly. It's that thing of like moving through the level and stuff like this. Whereas this feels like you're holding a base down, aren't you? And
yeah, absolutely. Because and then you can just use cover, interestingly as well, just like nip in behind it to reload and stuff like that. And whereas if you were just playing, let's say Call of Duty, and somebody could just rock up and hit you with a headshot, and you'd pretty much be done.
Yeah.
Like, whereas this, I'm like, okay, I've got to manage my shield, and it's that kind of thing.
No,
but yeah,
it looks very, very good and very, very.
It's so
exciting.
much fun. It is, and it's out in December. But yeah, I think that's probably all we'll do on Halo now till launch. Unless there's another tech test, and I was like, yeah, I'll play this again. But there probably will be as well, because they're not just going to give it now. I would have thought.
No, but I mean, it depends. Yeah, it depends what they want to show off up until launch. Do they now want to, if they think the tech's good, do they want to just keep things surprising? Yeah, maybe.
I just want to see some more maps, but yeah, Matt, that was the tech test. Halo Infinite, very, very good. Thanks very much for watching, folks. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, folks. Bye.
Bye.